Hello guys, it's been a while, played 3 days, 0 hours, 49 minutes, and 8 deaths. So, change the character a bit, I'll show you what I did, general overview, and kind of the idea behind it, and then I'll play like 2 maps I guess, because it's probably more entertaining for that. So, first off, I started using increased AoE in the Flame Blast. And it helps a lot because the AoE is like quite a bit larger than if you don't have it. So that helps with the charging. I can do this because my damage is like pretty decent. 3.6. Let's see. I start using anger and instead of haste. I dropped like almost all my attack speed, and with that I got like a little more damage. My Volt Molten Shell is 39k, um, and I got like a lot more ES, which is what I pretty much did. I dropped like all my attack speed right now, and I got all the ES and a little bit more damage. So my Whirling Blazes is like 197% in hideout, which is pretty low. And I'll show you what happened in the tree. So I think I had this before. I picked up the ES. I picked up the energy shield here, and a lot of my jewels I switched out. I think out of attack speed. I'm using 3 sacrificial harvest. You can drop some if you don't really like it. Especially when you can gather souls in the beginning of the map really quickly. You can drop it for attack speed jewels if you want. I think this jewel is the same. Attack speed jewel still. I might switch this out later, probably not. Some huge damage jewel and resists energy shield, spell damage, stuff like that. And I'm using energy from within. So I'm spec'd into a lot of energy shield, and it's just pretty much at this kind of level. After I died, I just didn't want to die anymore. Um, so I expected even more. I don't know. Some situations you can't even like. You have to know beforehand if you don't want to die. So just spec into more defenses if you don't feel comfortable at higher level. So yeah, definitely try out the increased area if you have enough damage to support it. So the other thing I did was I was using Lightning Golem before, and I'm now using Flame Golem to get the more consistent damage off of this. So there's more attack speed loss, but a little bit of damage gain. So those are the big changes. I basically dropped attack speed for like energy shield and damage. So I'll play 2 maps. I'll show you a palace first, how to do like bosses with multi phases. Um, so this is what I've been doing usually. I just corrupt maps and it's whatever, just run it. Doesn't actually matter. Okay, so I'll just talk about what I do when I go to map. So first off, when you're in a map, you don't want to go in and like dumpster yourself. So pop your pots if you feel threatened, and that's especially good for getting the leech on stuff. So my Flame Blast AoE is pretty good, so I can charge up stuff. Now you can double charge right now, but I'll show you in a second. I like to get a Volt Molten Shell up, and then if I find enough monsters, I can charge a second one. Like right now, I switch off another Volt Molten Shell. Be sure not to take the first one off or it expires. Let me show you what I mean. If you take the thing off, it will like lose the Volt Molten Shell, so you gotta replace it if you want to continue to use the other one. So you do that, and then if you have enough time on your other Volt Molten Shell, you can, get souls while still having a Volt Molten Shell up. Instead of using this Flame Blast, you can charge it with another Volt Molten Shell. So what you want to do is you want to, charge up gems. Sack Harvest help a lot in this kind of situations. And the reason you do this is because later when you fight the boss, like a multi-phase boss like Dominoes, you can make sure you have a second Volt Molten Shell when he's like invincible. So you can use the second Volt Molten Shell after he comes out of invincibility. And there's another trick I can show you at the very end of the at the at the boss room. If it's like a single thingy, like there's no like separate area, which like all maps are, then you can actually use your current Volt Molten Shell to like try to kill the first phase and do it all in one Volt Molten Shell. So I'll try to show that as well. And that's pretty much how you do like multi-phase bosses. So it's a little like if you do like Ambrius, the Colosseum map, you might have to charge up like more than 1 or 2 if you don't do enough damage or whatever. And yeah, the other thing is you don't want to like spec into attack speed and attempt bosses like that. Like when I was doing the core, I was like full attack speed. I did absolutely no damage, and it just in general just sucks. So when you're fighting bosses, like stuff like once you finish charging your Vault Shell, the extra sacrificial harvest gems, they are like useless. So you can unequip them for like damage rules and stuff like that. So those are some things you can do when you fight the bosses to make your life a little easier. So keep that in mind. Normally you don't want to like be inattentive like this and not be able to continuously use your Vault Shell. You want to like pay attention a little bit so you can keep this up all the time. There's another way to do it. I'm still using increased duration gem in my links. If you take that out and spec into like increased chaos damage, you can pull out more damage than what I'm having right now. So keep that in mind too. Let me try to show you the other way. So if I have 13 seconds of a molten shell, I charge up another one. I can run in on the boss, and then hopefully I can kill him in time, and then still have a molten shell available. So I still have one available, as you can see. So if I can use the other one too if you charged it up beforehand and couldn't do that. So there's a couple ways to do it. Just make sure you don't have you don't go in a situation where your molten shell is completely down. That would be bad. Smothering's a little annoying. So that's how you do bosses. Save up molten shell and other stuffs. Should be pretty easy. The bosses should be pretty fast too. If you don't spec into damage, it might take a little longer. I spec into quite a bit of damage, so the bosses melt pretty quickly. So you can see if I switch out the other one, I have another molten shell. Very useful. Only problem is you have to do a little like playing around with your links for a little bit on the map. It's kind of irritating, but it's worth the hassle. So the other thing I should mention is don't misclick your shit. Like if you have a gem, it's okay, but if you like misclick this with just a left click, you're gonna take off your armor. So you don't want to do that. Make sure you do not do that, and you should be okay. Like don't like misclick this and then like click your armor and then take it off. You might actually die in that kind of situation. So I guess I'll show you like another map, the village ruin. This build is pretty good at handling this kind of stuff. Oh, I guess it's nice like corrupted waterways. The only mod you can't do is blood magic. And the reason you can't do that is because you're actually chaos inoculation. So if you use any sort of like blood magic stuff, you're gonna use your life, which is 1, and they're not gonna let you use your life because you only have 1. So you pretty much can't do the map, the magic map, but everything else is doable. Stuff like immune to status ailments kind of annoying. I did like a few. It's kind of annoying because it leaves stragglers behind. Oh my god, that damage though. Yeah, generally you don't want to be autismo like that and run into like a pack of monsters in the beginning of a map. That's really, really dumb. Especially if they have map mod, damage mods. Like if they had any sort of damage map mods, I probably would have got one shot right there. So don't do that kind of stuff. It's really bad, to say the least. So Waterways is like one of the best maps. Not for this character, not only for this character, but for like every character. This character is especially good with Waterways. As you'll see, how like your Volt Shell hits the entire waterway channel, and it's easy. Just zoom through. You don't have to do anything. Like, look at this. Oh, how good is that? Not even hard. Yeah, Waterways is great. I love Waterways. Oh, be careful of boxes. Like, don't die to detonate dead like me, and be careful of like explode or other stuff like that. Even the Ice Nova stuff is actually pretty high damage. So you generally won't just. The basic idea is just run away. Run away from the boxes, open it and run away. Or, be smart and ID it. But I don't do that because, I don't know, I'm not smart. I just open and go, and then just cost me a lot of like deaths on a lot of characters. If you ID the boxer, you should be like okay. So yeah, Waterways EXP is pretty good too. Yeah. If back when I had like 330 attack speed, this would be like super fast. Oh man, completed Waterways in like 40 seconds. So good. But temp chains and low attack speed makes me like fall asleep. Oh yeah, by the way, you see me like I have 76 full buffs. If I don't have some of the buffs, it like doesn't go as high. Like if I don't have elemental overload, it's not as high. Goes like 54. So when you do it, make sure you like want to pop your Volmon shell with like uh the damage is up, and don't like a lot of times I pop my Volmon shell and then I press pots afterward. What you want to do is you want to pop it after you press the pots. So press your pots first so you can get the damage buff on your Volmon shell. Okay, so I showed you those two maps. The changes are here, and I guess I'll start linking the skill tree. I think I spec back into the damage over here too. So those are the tree changes. I'll link the skill tree and in the description below from now on, and I'll keep you guys updated. See you guys next time. Next video will probably be like 100 or something. So thanks for watching. Peace out.